Hey, 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 fabulous rollers. We are going to do a phenomenal combo today for you. We are going to roll down and back up the spine. We are going to be using two black belts, not one, but two. We're going to demo on Paula. Why not? I told Paula we weren't going to demo on her and I lied. We're going to demo. We're going to start top of the head, lift the skull up, then we're going to roll all the way down the spine, and then all the way back up. That was the demo. There you go, Paula. We've done official demo. But what we're going to do is stop in very many points. On the way down, we're going to really work through the spine. On the way back up, we are going to sink and stay. So you're going to play your way down, and then we're going to sink and stay our way back up. And when we're on our way back up, we are going to be releasing our entire abdominal cavity. So we're going to scoop the pelvis out a little bit, and we're going to scoop the rib cage out a little bit as we move the balls up the spine. It'll also give us something to do while we're sinking and staying. So when we do this, we want to start at your feet, towards your feet of the mat. So you're going to scooch way down. I put my butt basically at the base of my mat, feet off the mat. You're going to need a lot of room for this move. Lean back on down, two black balls. Now, if you had a hood or a sweatshirt with a hood, that would be great. Otherwise, kind of just bring your hair and brush it up and out of the way. You do a lot of hair pulling on this move, and good luck with keeping your clothes in the right spot. So we're going to sink on down. So balls come to the absolute base of the skull. We call that the occipital. Inhale, exhale, sink. Bring your chin towards your chest, and then you're going to bring a little bit of a lift into the base of the skull. Drop those shoulders down. Inhale, exhale, sink, lift the skull. So I'm using the balls and I'm kind of lifting up and breathing. On my exhale, I just lift the skull, bring the chin towards the chest a little bit more, relax the jaw. Base of your next exhale, we're going to slowly bring these balls into the neck. So we're going to walk our feet towards our booty, and then we're going to push ourselves up, let those balls roll into the neck, and then just lift. If you want a little bit more weight, engage the belly and lift your pelvis off the floor like you're doing a crab, kind of walking. Really good for inside, strengthening the inside line of the legs too, is doing this. Sink your pelvis down. Let those balls go up. So push yourself up a little, let the balls go down. Once you get the balls off the base of the skull, you may need to actually hold your head a little bit. You can still lift the balls on the side of the skin or the sides of the neck. You can still lift the pelvis. If you want, you can even look a little left and look a little right just to start softening those neck muscles. When you're ready, walk those feet towards your booty, support your head, press those balls down. So my balls are getting to just almost base of my neck, top of my shoulders, top of my back. I'm going to walk those shoulders nice and down and flat, support my head. If you'd like a little more frosting, lift those hips, drive those balls into the base of the back, base of the neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly start working the top of the shoulders, top of the back. So inhale, walk those feet towards your booty. Exhale, sink in, lift the pelvis. And now you can rock those balls right into the top of the shoulders, pressing them down. I like to rock them back and forth, really get up on that pelvis. Sink in. Go a little bit left and right, open that area of the back. And this is where we really start to play. So you can crunch up and you can do a little bit left and right, work through the top of the back, shoulders. Your clothes will get eaten by the ball. That is a-okay. Just move them. You can also rock through your back while your pelvis is up. So let's walk those balls somewhere in between the spine and your shoulder blades. So let's walk them down a little bit. Feel that, maybe set your arms down. We're gonna do a little bit of snow angel wood lifting, tree hugging. So bring your hands to 3 and 9, drop those shoulders down, tuck that chin, and just bring your hands together like you're gonna hug an imaginary tree. We gotta give those trees a little love. It's a tough season for them right now. Actually, every season's tough for trees these days. Our seasons aren't very nice. You can also bring your arms to your sides. We can lift some energy. So bring your hands to maybe 5 and 7 if you were a clock. Slowly bring them up over your head. Do not let your shoulders climb towards your ears. And back again. So these are moves you can do anywhere you want between the shoulder blades and the spine. And I'm going to flip my hands over, let my knuckles go down, and I'm going to kind of just do some snow angel moves. Just feel the difference, how each one of those moves gets into your back and your shoulders and your spine a little differently. Beautiful. So those are the moves you can do throughout going down your spine. I'm going to support my head here. I'm going to do a little crunching and rocking back and forth. Just open up any area that the balls didn't just get to. Again, you can rock back and forth and lift your hips just to keep more weight on the ball. Go to town. Now we're going to get those balls just below the shoulder blades. And if you need to, if your balls start running away from you, get them back under where they need to go. So we're going to get into those just below the shoulder blades. This is a really tight spot. I want you just to kind of crunch up. Inhale, exhale, sink. Maybe keep your chin down and just wrap your spine around that spot. Maybe do a couple of little like crunches and twists. Shoulder blades like to stick to your rib cage, and then we have less movement in our spine. If you need to, center those balls. We're going to bring them down now into the rib cage. So lift those, walk those feet towards your booty, push it down, push your body up, bring those balls down. If you want to, you can set your upper body down. Take a couple breaths here. This is usually pretty tight for most people here too. Breathe. If that doesn't feel good, crunch up, keep chin towards your chest, and do a little bit of left and right. Real slow, work through those ribs. Keeping the balls on the back of the body will be very safe. We don't want to bring it to the side when we get to the floating ribs. Right now, we're nice and solid. If you're feeling lots of warm heat in the back of your body, that's great. That's more circulation, more oxygenation. Center those balls if you need to, and we're going to bring them up a little bit or bring them down a little bit more. So support your head, walk your feet in, bring it down a little bit. We're right at the base of those ribs, base of the shoulder, base of the ribs. I'm sorry. I like to just lift my butt and just rock back and forth a little bit. Softening those ribs. The balls get out a little bit, bring them back in. If they touch though, they don't roll so well. So now my upper body is on the mat, lower part is on my feet, and I'm just rocking back and forth. And then you can walk yourself up a little bit more. Once you get that ball to the top of the pelvis, this is a cool move. You can hold on to the side of your mat and bring your knees towards your head. So now we're right at the base of, the top of our pelvis right here. Grab the sides of your mat and you can rock back and forth. And the more you kind of rock your knees back and forth, the more you get into the side of the body. I tend to need to pick up and move the balls back. So once you get to finish the top of the pelvis, bring it to the sacrum. Again, lift. You can pull your knees in a little bit. You can rock back and forth. If you're feeling stuck, it's because your balls are too close together. Bring it a little bit apart, and then you should be able to rock just fine. So we're going to rock all the way to the base of our sacrum, base of our pelvis. And you can sink on there. You could do a little bicycle pedal on your piriformis if you want. You can get all in there. Have fun. There's not much you can damage in this backside of your body. Tailbone's pretty well protected if you don't have your balls touching each other. I'm going to walk my balls in one more time, right to the base of my sacrum. Lift my heels. Just sink in. Do a little bit more rocking back and forth. And we're going to be about all the way through that sacrum. If you are ready to be done, you've rocked all the way through, you're to the base of your sacrum, you can bring your legs up a little, and you can just bring yourself right up. If you have vertigo, you're dizzy, this is probably not a suggested move. Inhale, exhale, and I want you to push yourself up and on your sit bones. So we're right on our sit bones. I want you to do a little bit of push into the hamstrings, and then we're going to lift the booty. So I'm going to lift that booty. Wait for Paula so she can demo the booty lift for you. Lift that booty. And so now I'm right on that sit bones, letting my body peel towards the bottom of the mat. And I'm just going to peel those fabulous glutes or / our butt muscles off our hamstrings. Inhale, exhale my way down just slowly. So I'm going right through ball. And if you want to, you can bring the balls a little closer when you get to the base of your sacrum, right on the base of the sacrum. And I'm going to just peel myself down. So we're going to slowly let these balls peel all the way to the top of the pelvis now. Should be just kind of melting. Yeah, if you need to, start back at the head of the mat. So don't roll off again. Yep, it's tough here rolling in, on camera. You got to stay on the camera. As you slowly roll down, go back on your elbows, let your body be supported by your elbows. You may need to support your head, and eventually you're going to get those balls to the top of the pelvis. You can lift hips, walk it right in there. Top of the pelvis or top of the sacrum, and we're going to stretch out if possible, slowly letting our feet stretch out. So now this is the rolling up the spine. This is the sink and stay portion of the spine. If this is too much for you, again, remember chin down, belly engaged. That's going to help us sink into the ball. You can always bend your knees up if it's too much, okay? And that is a-okay. That's not cheating. That's protecting your low back. So if you're really feeling like you're arching, bring your heels up, bring your feet up. So you're going to sink down. Now you're going to take your magic fingers. You're going to find your pubic bone. So here's your pelvis. Walk that pelvis down to the center. That's your pubic bone. Come right on the top of the pubic bone with your 4 fingers. So the 2 finger, middle finger, and your thumb. We're going to go inhale. Exhale, I want you to go right on that ridge, sink down under the pubic bone a little, and then pull everything towards your belly button. You may feel some pulls into the leg. You may feel some pressure there if you have to pee, but we want to lift. And then you can widen your fingers, go down and lift. So now we're releasing both sides of the spine, front and back. If this is too much, bring both fingers into one side. Inhale, exhale, sink down, pull towards the belly. That really pulls into my leg, the top of my leg. And you can do the other side if you need to do it one at a time. Let's walk our feet up. And we're going to slowly, every time we move, we're going to bring our chin towards our chest to keep our spine in proper alignment. We're going to bring these balls to just above the pelvis. So you're going to bring yourself down. Balls are going to come up just a little bit, adjust them. If need be, they should be one on each side of the spine. If you can, walk those feet down. Now feel where you just released in the abdomen. It's a little bit softer where it is. So you're going to find the spots that are tight. And I like to do one at a time. So I'm just above If you know where your pubic ramus is, it's just above that, but we're just basically gonna go from pubic bone to the top of the pelvis on each side and the inside of the pelvis. So we're basically scooping out the bowl towards the belly button, okay, the pelvis bowl. So take a nice inhale. And exhale when you're ready, sink those hands down and then scoop them towards the belly button. Do it again, breathe in. And exhale, deepen the scoop towards the belly button. Come to the other side if you need to. Inhale. Exhale down and under towards the belly button. So we're just almost where our rectus abdominis attaches to the pelvis. All kinds of belly muscles are inside here that we got to work on. Slowly walk those feet towards your booty. And if you need to, you can always do a little bit of a pelvis tilt here, up and down, just to keep the back nice and soft if you're feeling any tightening. And then we're going to bring our chin up and we're going to pull ourselves down a little bit. And we are going to do just at the top of the pelvis here. So the balls should be about lined up with the top of the pelvis behind our back. I'm just slightly, I'm right just there, maybe slightly above it. You can walk those heels, feet out again. Now we're going to go right at the top of the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, sink down under and scoop towards the belly button. It's almost like a lateral move towards the belly button now. Breathe again. Deepen that traction towards the belly button. And if you need to, move right to the very top. If you didn't get there, slide in again. Get that whole side to the other side. Inhale, exhale, down and towards the belly button. And having feet nice and straight is good. So if your feet are going out or going in, that's going to reinforce what's happening in the pelvis. Nice straight feet are really nice. Get all around there, scoop the pelvis. Check in with your body. Make sure that you're nice and loose now through the whole pubic bone. All the way up both sides in here. I've got a nice softened area to get in. Yay, team. Now, before we move the balls, we're right, find your ribs. So I want you to creep down. You can go to the center. You can creep down the sides of the ribs all the way to your floaters. You might have to get your thumbs on the back side of the body to find the floaters. There we are. So this is now what we're going to do is release the rib cage. So we are going to walk our knees up if you haven't already. And we are going to find those floaters. Inhale, exhale, bring your body down, chin up, right to the base of the ribs. So make sure your balls are close to the spine here, so we're not too close to the ribs. They're right, perfect. Find those floating ribs now. So the balls should be right on the base of the ribs, almost pushing those ribs up a little bit, so it makes it a little easier to find. Now, we don't want to jab into or press into the bone of the rib, so we want to go next to it. So you can see my rib is right here. I'm going to put my hand on the inside. Inhale. Exhale, go on the inside and then scoop down towards the belly. And I can do both sides at one time. It's much easier to do my ribs for me, but that's me. So if you can do them together, great. If not, do one at a time. Inhale again, scoop towards that belly button. So now we're kind of going down and towards the middle. If you have those feet up, great. We're going to walk that ball down. So again, lift the pelvis, chin up, walk yourself down. You can pull yourself on the mat too. Walk those hands up the ribs a little bit. So now we can feel where we loosen that. Now we're going up a little higher. Inhale, exhale, sink, go under and scoop towards the belly button. You might feel a little gurgles in your belly. All that is normal. You may feel a tight spot on one side. That's okay. Get in there. And if you want to protect your ribs, you can take your hand, hold the rib, take your other hand and go under and scoop. That protects your ribs too if you're worried about it. Let's walk those balls up a little more. So chin up, ball goes down. I've got my shirt down. So fix your clothes. Ah! So we should still be below the shoulder blades on the ribs still. There we go. It is a tight spot, isn't it? So find those. When I get up in this area, I tend to have to go back to using both hands on one side. Inhale, exhale again to sink. If you can, stretch those feet out, gives you more pressure in the back most of the time. Inhale, exhale, sink towards the belly button. So we tend to, especially in America, suck our diaphragms up and under our rib cage. That's normal if you're a musician or a singer or something like that, but not so normal if you're not. Inhale, exhale, do the other side if you have to. A lot of times we get scared, we're driving, we go, we suck up that rib cage or suck up the diaphragm under the rib cage and it gets stuck and fused. So we're taking the diaphragm out from underneath the rib cage. Keep working it. Let's walk those balls right up to the base of our shoulder blades, chin up. This is going to be our last spot on the ribs. And that like gets it right into this top area. My ribs like to stick out. Sink in and breathe, nice straight feet. And remember, you have a xiphoid process right in the middle. So just like we have the little oblongaga, oh my gosh, I can't talk. The little guy that hangs in the back of our throat. Uvula. Oh my God. I don't know where that came. Uvula. We have a little xiphoid process right in the middle. So we want to just put our finger, we want to not put anything in the middle of our ribs right here. So I just always have a finger kind of by where my xiphoid is, and then I go right next to it. Inhale, exhale, sink and scoop towards the belly button. And the other side too. I tend to have a lot of shoulder and like trapezius muscle release after getting the diaphragm out. So hopefully you have some nice releases there too. So walk those legs up again towards your feet, hands behind your head. Now we're going to get those balls right into the shoulder blades. So this is where it gets a little bit intense. So my balls are right at the base of the shoulder blade, and I'm slowly dropping my chin towards my chest on the ground. And I'm walking my feet out if possible, and I'm just sinking. I've got my shoulders rotated down, I'm pressing into the balls, and then I'm relaxing. If you feel like you can't get those balls in between your shoulder blades and your spine, give yourself a gentle hug. That opens up my shoulder blades perfectly. You need more weight in that ball, you can walk those feet up, lift the pelvis, support the head maybe. When you're ready, walk those feet up and bring yourself down. Center those balls nice in the center of the shoulder blades. You again may need to like bring your elbows together to open up the spine. Get some room between there. My shoulder blades get really tight and thick back here. If you don't have your feet already walked towards your booty, walk them towards your booty, and let's bring ourselves down to the top of our shoulder blades. Again, you may need to have those elbows a little bit closer to each other just to get the body to soften. You may like walking your feet out. You may like having your chin a little bit towards your chest. When you're ready, walk those feet up. I'm gonna fix my balls. My balls are eating my shirt. It's too late. They totally got it. So if the balls are getting your shirt, look, push yourself up, then pull yourself back down. And the balls should be better. So now these balls are on the top of the shoulder blade. Again, walking that chin to chest. If you need to, just keep your hands behind your head. If you want extra pressure, extra weight, lift that booty, lift the pelvis. I need all of it. I gotta lift my pelvis, bend my elbows a little bit, and get those balls right in there. And I'm slowly letting my weight go towards my heels, letting those balls creep up to the top of my trapezius muscles, top of my shoulders. Drop those shoulder blades down on the mat and then really traction head up, lift pelvis back up. So you're just, balls are right between top of the shoulder, back, in creating space basically in the base of the neck and the top of the back. We also have like that little dowager hump people get. We want to get rid of that. So when we're here, if we lift and press and then we turn our head one way, we're going to drive that ball in and open up that area of the base of the connection where the base of the neck is and our back. If you're not feeling it, bring those balls, lift your head up, bring those balls right into the base of where your body is, base of your neck and your back, I'm sorry. And then hold the balls and lift. That gets right into that tight area. This is our thoracic juncture. It gets tight between where our cervical and thoracic spine meet. And then I'm just rocking a little left and right, and I'm holding the black balls and I'm driving them into the base of that area we just talked about. Pushing up is going to just open and soften. We get very stiff here. We spend too much time on our phones and computers. Now we're going to set those pelvis and like I'm going to drop my pelvis, make it as flat as possible on the ground, extend those feet out. And then I'm going to make my hands are now going to be working. And I'm going to just bring traction and lift the neck. See if we can create a little more space in our cervical spine now. When you're ready, bring yourself down a little and keep the lift going. And then bring yourself down. And now I'm at the very base of my skull and I'm just tractioning, getting hair out of the way, tractioning up, just lifting that skull and feeling that connection. So I'm lifting skull, dropping chin towards chest and trying to get a nice elongation in my upper neck, cervical spine. And then we can just widen that ball. So bring the balls to the back of the skull, somewhere halfway between where you were in your ear, and just drop your chin down and lift. It's so bliss. And then bring those balls to just below your ears. And then I want you to drop your chin again and lift. So basically we're lifting the whole base of the skull all the way to the ears. And then just slowly sink down, take those balls out, and just take a moment in your resting pose, your corpse pose, your starfish pose, and just give yourself a moment to integrate everything we did. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come to your side and sit on back up. Take it easy. Take note of all the fun stuff you just did, where you went, how it felt. And we will see you next time on the balls. Take care. Ciao. Ciao.